Hi there. So I thought I would show you some really nice myofascial release exercises for the hands and the feet. This is a really nice kind of way of massaging the tissues in the fascia of the hands and the feet. And it kind of generates this communication system all the way around the body to kind of release tension in the entire system. So really nice for when we can't have massage, meet for massage, really nice when you just want a bit of kind of downtime, helps you to relax, a bit of self-care. So all you need for this, although I've got lots of stuff around me, all you need is like one kind of either tennis ball or myofascial release ball. We'll start with the feet and then we'll do the hands. So I'm going to stand up and show you the feet. You'll just see my feet, but you'll still hear me. Let's go. So grab your myofascial release ball or your tennis ball, place it on the floor, and we just start by placing the ball right in the center of the foot. So right kind of halfway from the toes to the heel, halfway from either side, and just standing with the weight on the other foot, just applying pressure, press and release. Press and release. So I've got my heel on the floor still, and just pressing and release. And then I might want to press and hold for a little bit. I'm not trying to bring pain. I'm not trying to break down fascial layers. I just could try some compression. You know, it's up to me how much of my weight I put down, how much I keep on the other foot, pressing and release, or holding compression for like 30 to 60 seconds. And just taking a few deep breaths there. Very nice. And then I'm going to place the ball right underneath, not the heel pad, but just in front of the heel pad, towards the toes. I'm going to keep the toes on the floor, and again I'm going to press and release. I can move the supporting foot so I can shift my hips towards that ball so that the weight is going down into the ball. Press and release, or you can press and hold, applying some pressure there right in front of the heel pad rather than on it. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to keep my toes on the floor and just kind of roll the ball. So from the front it looks like this, rolling the ball under the heel pad. From the side it looks like this, rolling, rolling, rolling. And now I could roll over the heel a little bit, applying equal pressure over the heel and then the space where I was before in front of the heel. And then I could do that a little bit faster, which is quite difficult sometimes. And then just finishing with some press and release. And again, up to you how deep you go into it. And from now I'm going to press and I'm going to move from the toe, from the big toe pad towards the heel, finish with a squish, and then I'm going to release the pressure and just kick the ball back. I'm going to press from the ball of the foot to the heel and kick the ball back. And I'm going to just keep doing that. And I'm going to try and work the outside of the foot, the inside of the foot, and the center of the foot, kind of trying to apply equal pressure each time. And it might be difficult, especially I find it quite difficult on the outside line, because there are these little speed bumps. But remember, on my way back to the toes, there's no pressure. I'm just kicking the ball back. The pressure is going from the toes to the heel. That's very nice. And then we can just press the ball underneath the knuckles of the toes. So imagine the knuckles of the hands. We're now pressing under the knuckles. So I've got it under that big toe pad. And as I press down, you can see that big toe knuckle becoming white. And I'm just going to press and release there, and then I'm going to move it under the second toe, press and release, middle toe, press and release. And each time I can kind of see the knuckle raising, press and release, keep the heel on the floor to stabilize, little toe, press and release. And just do those again, press and release, big toe, press and release, second toe, press and release, middle toe, press and release, fourth toe, press and release, third toe. And then finally, I'm just going to do some scribbling, which is very light pressure, moving the ball underneath, stimulating the whole of the surface area of the bottom of the foot. Just a few seconds, 30 to 60 seconds of scribbling all over that foot. And then check in. So take some time to check in. Stand on both feet. Take some deep breaths. And just consider how that foot feels compared to the first foot, the foot that you haven't done yet. How you're standing, where the weight is, forward or back, side to side. Nice to check in and reset the nervous system. And then let's do the other side. So we start with finding that point in the center of the foot. So I'm going to keep my heel on the floor. The ball is centralized laterally and longitudinally between the toes and the heel, and between the little toe side and the big toe side edge of the foot. Pressing and release. So I'm using my supporting leg, shifting my hips towards the ball so that I'm applying pressure with my whole weight. And then I might want to press and hold. I wouldn't go really into a deep press and hold. I'm not trying to find pain, just a gentle compression that I can hold and take a few deep breaths. 30 to 60 seconds. And then bringing the toes to the floor, just repositioning the other foot. And then I'm going to start with some compression, press and release, just in front of the heel pad. So I'm not on the heel, I'm in front of the heel. And I'm just applying some press and release, press and release. And I'm moving my whole hips forward so that the body weight goes down over the ball. Press and release. And I may want to hold a gentle version of the compression for 30 to 60 seconds, some deep breaths to nourish the tissues. You can adjust where the supporting leg is to make it more comfortable, so you're not really using muscular effort, you're just shifting your weight, bearing down as much or as little as you want. And then while we're holding this pressure in front of the heel pad, moving the ball from side to side. So front angle looks like this. Can't really see the ball. Side angle looks like this. Toes are on the floor to stabilize, and I can now roll over that heel pad, feeling any little speed bumps or sandy, grainy areas under the foot. Rolling it back to that space in front of the heel. Very nice. And then I'm going to do that kind of walking where I press down from the toes and roll to the heel and press and kick the ball back. Press, kick back, press and kick back. So there's kind of equal pressure all the way from the toes or the ball of the foot to the heel. And I'm going to try and cover the whole area of the foot. I'm going to try and do the inside edge, the outside edge, the center. And I'm just going to keep going. And then as I move the foot back and the ball forward, I release the pressure. So the pressure is definitely from the toes up to the heel. Very nice. And then we'll do the knuckles. So placing the ball under the big toe knuckle, the big toe pad, the ball of the big toe and press release, ball of the second toe, ball under the ball, release, middle toe. And each time you do it, one of the knuckles will pop up and kind of look a bit white. And just separating the fascia in between. Hope you can see. Ball back, do that again. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And hopefully your ball's not kind of shooting off. And now scribbling, light pressure, not medium pressure, light pressure, very light, all the way over the surface area of the bottom of the foot. Nice, quite quick movement all the way around. And then you can put that foot down and maybe finish with some scribbling on the other side, on the other foot where it's been standing and supporting. And then placing the feet down, again, closing your eyes, taking some deep breaths, checking in. How do the feet feel now? How are you standing? Do you feel more balanced on both feet? Do you feel more of the weight distributed evenly, more of the weight on the heel? Do you feel more at one with gravity? Or maybe you don't feel anything, that's fine. But checking in between sides, the beginning and the end, is always really good. Okay, let's do the hands now. So I'm going to come down and show you some of this hand stuff. So we start, and maybe I'll place you on a block so you can see a bit higher up. There. So we'll start the same thing, send the ball into the center of the hand, and I'm just going to press and release, press, and my other hand is going to press on these long carpal bones, press and release. And again, I'm using my body weight, pressing down. You can do it into the floor. Just didn't think you'd be able to see me so well. Press and release, and maybe add some compression, just hold, relax the shoulders, just moving the body weight forward so that the weight is going down over the ball. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to find a painful bit, it doesn't have to be nasty. 60 seconds, release those fingers, just pressing over the carpal bones there. Release, nice. And then we're going to have a look at the thumb pad and the little finger pad, and then the space between, not in these delicate fibers, but thumb pad, little finger pad, and the space between. So let's start with the thumb pad. So placing your thumb, the ball of the thumb, over the ball, and again, just applying pressure with the other hand or leaning in. Might want to kneel up, leaning in. If I can show you a thumb side, leaning in. Release, maybe pressing release, maybe here you feel something. There's often some sensation in the thumb pad. Pressing and release, or maybe pressing and hold. Don't press to find pain and kind of try and grit your teeth through it. Try and relax the shoulders, relax the neck, and just apply as much pressure as feels comfortable. 30 to 60 seconds, or you can just keep going with the press and release. And then we'll go to the little finger side, the little finger pad, and do the same thing. And applying pressure on those long carpal bones and positioning the ball under the little toe, the little finger pad. Press and release. Press and release, maybe press and hold, relaxing, taking a few breaths, resetting the nervous system. The fascia speaks to the nervous system, tells the body to let go, release tensions. Compression's great for that. And then the cleanup operation, the lymph comes when we do the scribbling afterwards, telling all of that stuff to go. Okay, and then we have the webbing in between the big thumb, the big toe, the thumb and the little finger side. So pressing into there, fingers are going to be down. Again, just pressing and release, pressing and releasing, and then pressing and holding and relaxing, taking a breath. And then what we can do is kind of like press into that, like I'm making a smiley face, linking those 3 points up from the little finger to the big thumb around. So you keep your fingers on the floor and you just equal pressure. I'm going to do this without the block in case it comes off the block. You're just kind of doing a smiley face. So my index finger, middle finger, and maybe fourth finger all staying on the floor as I make that kind of circle around from the big toe, the thumb, the big thumb, to the little finger, over and over. Medium pressure and equal pressure, if you can, through the whole thing. Very nice. A few times. And then we can do that thing we were doing where we're stroking from the fingers to the heel of the hand. And once you've got going, again, when I'm pressing the fingers forward and the ball back, that's the pressure. Then I release the pressure and just kick the ball back with my fingers. I'm having a bit of a muddle between fingers and toes. And then when you've got the hang of that, medium pressure all over, try to go from the thumb to the heel of the hand, the fingers, one by one. Medium pressure all the way. You can even, if you want to, roll all the way up the forearm. Totally optional, depends how you're sitting. If you're at a desk, you probably don't have enough room. And then let's do the joints. So thumb joint, pressing, see the thumb joint goes white, finger joint goes white, middle finger, not very long in these positions, fourth finger, fifth finger, it's quite good. You can see my white knuckles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you have a smaller ball, you can even squeeze the ball between each finger here. Give them a squeeze, really good for kind of superficial fascia. And then scribbling, light pressure all the way. Scribble, scribble, scribble. It's the cleanup crew coming, the superficial fascia and the lymph working to kind of remove any, I want to say toxins, but whatever it is that gets released when we do our myofascial work. I don't get too technical right now. And then just checking in side to side, so maybe sitting hands down or hands up, just considering how that hand feels, tingling or open or spacious, vibrant. And you can even do kind of exercises before and after to check how you can squeeze the ball. Is it easier to squeeze? Try the hand that you haven't done, squeeze the ball. Try the hand that you have done, see if there's a difference. And then let's do the other side. So we start with the compression, center of the hand, right at the very center. I'm going to apply pressure between my legs so I'm really even and I'm pressing the weight forward, not through my shoulders. I can do press and release. I can do press and hold, 30 to 60 seconds, not too deep. Medium pressure. And maybe if one hand's your writing hand or your mouse hand or whatever, you'll feel a few more sensations than the other. And then we do the thumb pad, remember? So the fingers are off and I'm going to press into that, the carpal muscles of the thumb, press and release. I can feel much more on this hand, it's my writing hand. Press and release, press and hold, relax, take a few deep breaths. And then we go from the thumb pad, we're going to go around to the little finger pad. So the opposite side, pressing into that squidgy area there, press and release, press and release. We don't have to press too hard, we don't have to go to pain. Press and hold if you want to, you can continue pressing and releasing, relaxing, taking a few deep breaths, 30 to 60 seconds is enough. And then we'll go to the webbing in between the thumb pad and the finger pad. We'll go to the webbing in between. So fingers are going to be down, pressing into that webbing. Press and release. Press and release. And maybe even press and hold. Take some breaths. Don't press so hard that you reach pain. Gentle compression. Medium pressure. And then doing that little smiley face from the thumb to the little finger, and to place them, the fingers on the floor to kind of help you guide the ball from side to side. From the front, that, side. Medium pressure. You'll feel those little speed bumps or grainy bits. Try to keep a uniform pressure all over. Very nice. And then we'll go from the fingers to the heel of the hand. And then just release the pressure to get the ball back. Fingers to the heel of the hand. And when you've got that kind of action, then you can start to go through each finger in turn, all the way, medium and equal pressure all the way, and then no pressure at all to kick the ball back. Finger kick. My hands and feet muddled up again. Very nice. And then knuckles. So under the big thumb knuckle, you can see my knuckles going right there. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, and then we go back. Thumb, index, middle. You can see them going white, little, ring, little. Very nice. And then scribbling. Oh, you can also do with this, if you have a smaller ball, the squeezing. You can see I'm just kind of separating webbing a little bit, and then scribbling. The nicest bit. Very, very gentle pressure all over, like you're scribbling on a pad. Clean up crew, coming back, and then checking in. So hands down, hands up. Just feeling any sensations. But it's quite important, this bit, to check in between and afterwards, because that's what resets the nervous system and the neural patterns that recognize what's just happened and what the effect is, so that we remember, we store that memory. Make a note of that. And then you can do your kind of testing, see if squeezing's better. You can do some kind of range of motion test, see if it feels better. And yeah, just play with that. You can also do kind of two-handed, you know, half time pressing and releasing. You can do the kind of the smiley face, just moving the ball from side to side under your hands, just doing some general squeezing. Lots of things you can do. So play with that. Let me know how you get on. Enjoy, and let me know if it makes your life better. Thanks for watching.